What's up, YouTube? Yeah, I'm coming back at you. I was intending on, I wanted to do like a video a week or something, but I did that first one or whatever. Got a little, I guess you could say I've been busy. I've been running real hard lately, but yeah. My last video I talked about, like the different trucking schools and the different avenues you can take to get your CDL, and why I ultimately chose to go through KLLM. All right, this video I'm gonna just talk about, just some of the things you can expect when you're training. First off, of course, it's gonna be you on the truck with your trainer. For every company is different. Some companies have you out with a trainer 3 weeks, some a month, some 6 weeks, and depending on how well you may or may not be doing, it could be even longer, maybe, depending on where you're at. But I know at KLLM, it's a 6-week training process with your trainer out on the road. And for me, it wasn't a bad experience. My trainer he was a good trainer. He was a good trainer. He taught me a lot. He answered my questions real well. He gave me a lot of methods, and I think most importantly, he gave me a lot of trucker information. Once you go out with your trainer, it's not only about getting better at driving. It's about actually becoming a trucker. Some of the do's and don'ts, the ins and outs, things you probably wouldn't know on your own, so that's big. I don't know if all trainers are like that. I doubt it, because some probably just out there just for the money, anyway. But I'm sure all of them do it for the money, but I think, it's some out there that really do want to help you out and make sure, you're good to go in other aspects other than driving. But like at KLLM, it was a 6-week process, and it was just running. You just running nonstop almost. We'd stop and catch a shower and everything. He was good with that. We showered the way we were supposed to. We ate, whatever, we did the mandatory breaks and stuff, your 30-minute breaks and all that or whatever. But we ran a lot. It's team driving basically. And that first week, the first couple of days, he kind of gauged me to see how I was doing, and he felt like I was doing well enough, or I could drive well enough to that point to kind of just hit it. So like the first 2 or 3 days, maybe I'll say, I probably drove like 7-8 hours, something like that. But once he saw that I was cautious and I knew a lot of what I was doing, he kind of let me go. He didn't just give me full rein that early. He would still tell me like, hey, before you get to that mountain or that big grade, wake me up, or wake me up at this so-and-so exit or whatever. He didn't just let me go completely off the chain that soon. But we started running. We started running early, I guess you could say. Running hard. Being out with your trainer, it's a different experience, when you're new to trucking, because you don't know them. I mean, you're two strangers, and the best advice I can give, just try to be respectful. Try to be respectful towards your trainer, whether they're older than you or younger. Because it's hard on them. It's not that is not an easy job. The money is good. It's tempting to think about wanting to do it, but I couldn't do it. There ain't no ain't no way. No. I can't be out here on the truck 4, 5, 6 weeks at a time with all these strange people I don't know. I don't know your background. I think it was a driver with Warner. He was a trainer. I think he had been training for years, for like a long time, like over 10 years, like 17 years or something, I think. Something like that. And I don't know, maybe he was driving for 17. Anyway, he trained for a long time. And he was set to retire, I think, this year. This happened last year. He was set to retire this year. And his last student, it was he had one, he was going to do one more student. And then he was going to train his granddaughter and go out and team drive with his granddaughter. And his student killed him. Like, really, dude? Like, really? Like, that's what you got going on? You gonna kill the dude? I mean, I don't know the details behind it. I just read up on it back when it happened. You know, it's pretty messed up. It's pretty messed up, you know, but, you know, when you're training, that's the type of stuff you have to deal with, because, you know, you're literally dealing with strangers. All you know is that they drove well enough to get a CDL and they were good enough to be hired on by the company, you know. So, you know, outside of that, you don't really know, you know. So so I can see why some of the trainers will probably be a little, you know, strict or uptight or whatever, because, you know, they don't know what they're dealing with as each new student, you know, come on their truck. So but yeah, you know, when you go out there, know you're not gonna be making tons of money, you know. You're gonna get paid something, you know. KLLM, one of the reasons why I went with them, because their training pay was it was decent, you know. It was decent compared to a lot of the other schools and everything, you know. So that was a big reason why I went. And, you know, you make all right money, you know. You make, you know, I think with KLLM I was grossing like $5 something a week or something like that. Grossing, you know, it was taxed and everything, but like right at like $500 a week maybe. But I was driving, you know, 630, 650 miles a day, you know. So yeah, you're gonna do a lot of driving. It's a part of paying your dues, you know. Some people go out there, they probably complain, they don't like it. But one thing I realized about trucking, you know, you have to pay your dues, and there's no way around it, you know. It's just some things you have to deal. You have to go through different avenues, you know. And training is just one of them. So when you go out there, be smart with your money, you know. Don't just go out there with the old my truck drivers, I'm rich syndrome, and, you know, do crazy stuff with your money, you know. From what I understand, one of the most important things you can do in trucking is just be responsible with your money, you know, because you never know when, you know, even if you're a company driver, you know, never know when a bad check is gonna come up, you know. You may not run miles, you know, you may not get good miles or something, you know. So trucking, I mean, you have to be very responsible. You have to be good with your money. So when you're a student on the truck with your trainer, it's the same way, you know. It's the same, you know. Be smart with your money. You're not making that much anyway as a student, so be smart with it. You know, you're gonna want all make sure you pack your essentials, your toothpaste, your deodorant, you know, all of that. We grown. I shouldn't have to tell you. Y'all know that. Y'all know you're gonna pack everything you need naturally. Let's see. Food, it all depends on whether or not your trainer has a refrigerator or not. And he should. I'm sure he should. 9 times out of 10, he will. He or she will have a refrigerator. So, you know, just be wise about how you spend your money and the food you buy, the type of food you eat, and everything. Water, I always kept my own water. You know, he had water, he'd buy water, but, you know, whenever we could catch a Walmart, because I hated buying truck stop water. I would buy it though, but I always try to keep my own water on the truck. Cause I don't like asking people for stuff. You know, I don't want, hey, can I please have a water to drink? You know, I don't like that. So I always kept my own water. You know, I always kept my own food and everything. Let's see. You may be a little nervous going out there because, you know, it's a totally different story being actually hitting the road opposed to taking a CDL test. You know, when you get in the mountains and, you know, you get on them steep grades going up and down and everything, and, you know, you realize they're driving, You got to be careful. You know, yourself, don't just cell phones, like, you could really kill yourself. Like, depending on what company, all trucking companies, I'm sure, got a no cell phone policy. Do everyone adhere to that? Some probably do, but there's a lot of people that don't. You know, just straight up. You know, you may be on the road and see truckers pass you, looking down, you know, on their phone. It happens. You know, it happens. It's a fact of life. You know, and it's just going to happen. But as a student, don't get so comfortable to the point to where you feel like you want to sneak and look at your phone, or you need to pick your phone up and check something out, because it's more than just you on that truck. You know, you have to be considerate of that. You know, your trainer shouldn't be on his phone. If you see your trainer driving and texting, or, you know, anything like hands-free, you know, that's different. A lot of companies, you know, they'll let you use hands-free. Some may say you need to be parked or whatever, but hands-free is not as bad, because your hands are free. It's hands-free, you know. So, you know, you're just, you know, on the phone. You know, you may be just chilling and talking, or going down the road and talking or whatever. Here we have they don't want you to be on the phone while you drive, you know. So, you know, cool. All right, cool. But please don't step outside that cell phone policy, regardless of what company you're at, because it could get you killed. It could get you killed. You know, I think the ticket for being on the phone or being seen on it is like $2,700. You know, if you're a student, do you have $2,700? Probably not. You might, you know, you might, but nobody has $2,700 to just give away to the government because you was on your cell phone, you know. So, you know, take it serious. When you're on the truck, take it serious. It's 2 lives in your hand. It's yours, and it's your trainer's, you know. So, you know, take that really serious. Just when you go out there, learn as much as you can. Just learn, you know, learn. You have to learn. Like, that's why you're out there. Because if you come back to your company and fail your test to actually be a driver, like to take the next step in the company, that's your fault, to be honest. Because if you're not comfortable backing or with certain maneuvers, or just something, you know, it's something you don't understand, it's on you to ask that trainer that. You know, you have to take control of your own career and learn those things you don't know, you know. So, yeah. But that's all I got for now. I'm at a shipper once again. Seems like this is the only time I really have time to just, you know, make a video or whatever. But I plan on making a lot of videos, putting out more and more helpful information. I'm just kind of laying the groundwork now, like the beginning of your CDL journey, I guess you could say, and kind of chronicling my point of view, you know, from what I went through. So, yeah. Like, share, subscribe, comment, whatever, you know. Like I said, I don't really do the negativity. Constructive criticism, cool, you know, that's cool. But if it's just ignorance and just negative bull crap, just don't comment. Just don't do it. You know, it's counterproductive. It helps nothing. So, yeah, y'all be easy. Have a nice day.